Amazon isn't just a company, it's been the backbone of American convenience, a silent partner in our daily routines. For decades, it quietly revolutionized the way we shop, work, and even think about time and distance. Its presence was so constant, so reliable that it faded into the background of modern life, almost like the hum of a refrigerator or the glow of a streetlight at night. For millions, it was the go-to for everything: batteries, gifts, groceries, you name it. Need a last-minute birthday present? Amazon had your back. Ran out of coffee or pet food? A few clicks, and it was on your doorstep the next day. It became the default solution for every little problem, big or small. Prime delivery became a cultural icon, and those smiling boxes were everywhere, on porches and offices, stacked in apartment lobbies. The sight of an Amazon van rolling down the street was as familiar as the mailman. Amazon felt as permanent as electricity or water, a pillar of daily life and the economy. Its warehouses buzzed with activity, moving millions of products with machine-like precision day and night. The idea of America without Amazon? Unthinkable, until now. The once bustling centers now stand silent, their lights dimmed, echoing with the absence of workers and packages. Its vast network powered small businesses, created countless jobs, and even ran the backbone of the internet through cloud computing and entertainment. From streaming movies to hosting websites, Amazon's reach extended far beyond shopping. But now, Amazon's sudden exit from the US is a shockwave, not just a business story but a societal earthquake. The news spread like wildfire, leaving people scrambling to understand what it meant for their lives. The announcement hit Wall Street and Main Street at once, leaving everyone stunned. Investors panicked, small towns worried, and families wondered how they'd adapt. Why would the titan of e-commerce walk away from its home turf? What could possibly force such a giant to retreat? Years of mounting economic pressure, rising costs, supply chain chaos, and relentless competition finally broke even this giant. The cracks had been forming for years, but few saw how deep they ran. This isn't just a company closing shop, it's a digital continent vanishing overnight. The infrastructure that once connected millions has gone dark, leaving a void that's hard to comprehend. The void left behind forces us to rethink how our lives, jobs, and technology are intertwined. Families, workers, and entire industries must now navigate a world without the safety net Amazon provided. Amazon's rise was relentless, but its exit is a warning about the fragility of our systems. It's a reminder that even the mightiest can fall, and that our dependence on a single company comes with risks. The everything store is gone. Now, America must figure out what comes next. How to rebuild, adapt, and fill the gap left by a company that once seemed too big to fail. Tariffs are taxes on imported goods, making foreign products more expensive. The goal? To push consumers toward American-made alternatives. The Trump administration used tariffs to protect U.S. industries and renegotiate trade deals, especially with China. Billions in tariffs sparked a trade war, with other countries retaliating. For Amazon, which relies on global sourcing to keep prices low, tariffs were a direct hit. Suddenly, importing goods cost much more. Amazon faced a tough choice: absorb the costs or pass them to customers. Either way, the core promise of low prices was under threat. Tariffs fundamentally challenged Amazon's business model. $13 billion in tariffs wasn't just a number, it was a knockout punch that sent shockwaves through the entire retail industry. This wasn't a minor setback or a temporary inconvenience. It was a seismic event that changed the rules of the game overnight, leaving companies scrambling to adapt. Amazon's famously thin profit margins simply couldn't absorb this kind of hit. Every cent counted, and suddenly, billions were vanishing from the bottom line. The company, known for squeezing out efficiency at every turn, found itself facing losses it had never seen before. The cost didn't just eat into profits, it wiped them out entirely and put the entire U.S. retail operation at risk. What was once a well-oiled machine now seemed on the verge of grinding to a halt, with uncertainty looming over every decision. At first, Amazon and its millions of sellers tried to weather the storm, hoping the tariffs would be temporary, and that relief was just around the corner. They cut costs, negotiated with suppliers, and held their breath, waiting for the situation to improve. But as the months dragged on and costs kept mounting, that strategy quickly collapsed. The financial pressure became unbearable, and the cracks in the system started to show. Small businesses on Amazon's platform suffered the most. Unlike big corporations, they couldn't just shift suppliers overseas or absorb the extra costs. Many were forced to make impossible choices, raise prices, cut staff, or close their doors for good. As prices rose and sales dropped, countless sellers went under. The ripple effect was devastating, with entire communities feeling the impact as local businesses disappeared. The marketplace that once empowered entrepreneurs and gave rise to new businesses became a casualty of the trade war, its promise of opportunity replaced by uncertainty and loss. The $13 billion tipping point forced Amazon's leadership to ask a hard question: can we stay profitable in the US? After running the numbers, the answer was clear: no, not under these conditions. Tariffs broke the economic engine that made Amazon work, bringing the company's legendary logistics and pricing power to a standstill. Low prices, once Amazon's hallmark, became impossible to maintain with government-imposed costs, weighing down so much inventory. Shoppers felt the pinch, and loyalty began to erode. In the end, exiting the US wasn't just a business decision, it was a direct response to a broken equation, a last resort when the numbers no longer added up, and a stark warning of how quickly fortunes can change in the world of global trade. Amazon's superpower was its seamless global supply chain. Tariffs shattered that, injecting chaos and unpredictability at every step. Costs could jump overnight, making planning impossible. Sellers scrambled to find new suppliers, but shifting supply chains isn't quick or easy. Bottlenecks and delays replaced Amazon's just-in-time efficiency. Customers noticed two-day shipping slipped, and delays became routine. Items got stuck in customs, tracking updates stalled, and frustration grew. Behind the scenes, fulfillment centers clogged with delayed inventory. Algorithms failed to predict demand, leading to more errors and higher costs. The once smooth machine was now a tangle of delays and losses. The supply chain didn't just bend, it snapped. Amazon's logistics advantage turned into a massive liability. For shoppers, the pain was immediate: higher prices and longer waits. Tariff costs trickled down. $10 items became $12, $50 became $60. The deals weren't as good and checkout totals crept up. Prime's two-day shipping became unreliable, with delays stretching to a week or more. The trust Amazon built on low prices and fast delivery began to crumble. Customers questioned the value of Prime and Amazon's dominance. Everyday disruptions, delayed camping gear, late textbooks became common. These weren't minor annoyances, they changed how people planned and shopped. Millions of small frustrations eroded Amazon's reputation and customer loyalty. Amazon's exit is a jobs crisis. Over 1 million US workers, warehouse staff, drivers, tech employees, face layoffs. Entire towns built around Amazon warehouses are reeling. Third-party sellers, many family-run, lost their main sales channel overnight. Delivery partners and contractors are out of work, their vans idle. The ripple effect hits construction, local restaurants, and real estate. This isn't just about Amazon, it's a shock to the whole economy. Millions with e-commerce skills now need retraining and support. The government faces the challenge of helping a displaced workforce. The human cost is immense: lost paychecks, shuttered businesses, struggling communities. The fallout from Amazon's exit will be felt for years. Without Amazon, online shopping in the US becomes a patchwork of options, fragmented, less convenient, and noticeably pricier. The days of one-stop shopping are gone, replaced by a maze of different websites and apps, each with their own quirks and limitations. Walmart, Target, and Shopify will all race to fill the massive gap left behind, but none can truly match Amazon's vast scale, speed, or selection. Their efforts will reshape the market, but the seamless experience Amazon offered will be hard to replicate. Consumers will find themselves juggling multiple accounts, tracking orders across various platforms, and comparing prices more than ever. As competition shrinks, prices are likely to rise, and the convenience we once took for granted will become a luxury. Yet, there's a silver lining. Smaller e-commerce sites and direct-to-consumer brands may finally get a real chance to grow, carving out their own loyal customer bases and offering unique products that once struggled to be seen. Brick-and-mortar stores could see a resurgence as shoppers rediscover the value of in-person experiences and local businesses find new ways to compete in a changing landscape. The era of instant cheap delivery is over. Shipping will be slower, costlier, and less predictable. Free two-day shipping will become a rare perk, not the norm. Shoppers will need to plan ahead, making lists and thinking carefully before buying. Impulse purchases may fade as convenience drops and costs rise. Amazon's exit is a stark lesson in just how fragile and interconnected our global supply chains really are, exposing vulnerabilities that were once hidden by efficiency. The US now faces a period of adjustment. With a retail landscape in flux, old stores closing, new ones opening, and entire neighborhoods transforming as businesses adapt. The future belongs to those who can adapt quickly, innovate boldly, and seize the opportunities of this new, unpredictable, post-Amazon world.